And now the story that is trending worldwide. I'm sure you know what it is. Brad and Angelina did it. They finally tied the knot.
Yeah, so why now? And how did they pull it off? And Mr. Pitt with the ring on today. So let's jump right into it.
We love him every day for all the things he does and for being a great father and a great man. When we're not with the kids, we tend to just go to bed.
What did you guys do for New Year's?
Private.
Sure is.
They finally did it. That is Brad Pitt, the newlywed, in England today, wearing his wedding ring and posing for photographers at a photo call for his new movie, Fury. 3 days later, the couple secretly got hitched here at Chateau Miraval, the couple's sprawling vineyard estate.
Angelina and Brad Pitt's wedding was such a family affair. All of the kids played a role. Angelina was walked down the aisle by the two oldest sons, Maddox and Pax. Zahara and Vivian acted as flower girls throwing petals, and then Shiloh and Knox were the ring bearers.
Brad's pal George Clooney told us, quote, "How great is that? I'm really happy for Brad and Angie and their whole family. But we wondered about the timing. Was Brad's ex, Jennifer Aniston, a factor?"
All right, breaking news.
The nuptials news broke this morning at 5:33 a.m. Pacific time. That is 5 days after the actual wedding. The delay helped Jen avoid a barrage of questions about it all week, including last night when she talked to reporters about her new movie, Life of Crime, out tomorrow.
I'll be there for you.
Last night on Kimmel, she took part in a mini Friends reunion. But the big question, how did Brad and Angie pull it off?
They have a very small and trusted circle.
Brad's lookalike brother Doug told us today the wedding, quote, was great. In 2012, he said he was ready to go.
You respond if they call.
PR expert Howard Bragman says keeping the ceremony intimate helped.
Instead of sending invitations and confidentiality statements, they just kept it small, themselves, their family, and their loved ones.
It turns out that in the state of California, you are able to get a confidential marriage license. So Angelina and Brad Pitt went to the judge in California, got this confidential marriage license, and then they actually flew that official over to France with them to be the one to marry them.
Another strategy? Well, you could say they had a cover story if the news broke.
You think the story's gonna have a happy ending?
Happy endings are just stories that haven't finished yet.
For the first time since Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the actors are working together on a movie. And get this, their characters get married. I understand you've actually written a script for you and Brad to do together.
I have, yeah.
Another factor, location.
They said their vows in their own private chateau in France, so the paparazzi wasn't an issue.
And perhaps the biggest reason behind their success was this. The entertainment world was distracted, focused on two major events, the MTV VMAs and the Emmys.
So they knew that they weren't going to be followed. They knew that the vast majority of people would be diverted by the shiny object in Hollywood, and very savvy and typical of them.
On the day of the wedding, we saw the father of the bride at a pre-Emmy party. No mention of the nuptials. 2 days later, at the Emmy Awards, he was on our red carpet platform and photobombed by Big Bang's Jim Parsons. Still, no mention of Brad and Angie, but the week before, when he talked to Brooke, it felt like there was a code of silence.
When did you see the family laugh?
Well, I don't want to get into talking about it because I don't want to get in any trouble. You got to watch what you say.
John got the news today, just like the rest of us, and then put out a statement, quote, "It seems like it was a beautiful, simple ceremony with all the kids involved. Must have been a lot of fun. I am very happy for them," end quote. So why come forward now? Well, in part, the timing may have to do with Angelina's health and her fight to stay cancer-free.
And I've been very moved by the kind of support from people. Really very grateful for it.
We know their children had a lot to do with the I do's.
Getting a lot of pressure from the kids, and yeah, it means something to them, and they're, you know, they have questions when their friends' parents are married, and why is that?
And then there's the Clooney factor. Who's going to get married first? Is it going to be you guys or George?
Probably George.
Not so. Their pals, George and Amal, are reportedly not getting married until next month in Italy. And what about the promise?
I've said that that we would not be getting married until everyone in this country had the right to get married.
And I love that. That means if, like, next week it's illegal for everyone to get married, that you would be then getting married the very next day, it seems.
It seems.